Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating framework from the world of highly regulated industries. Look, if you're operating a business in finance, gaming, or insurance, you know firsthand that navigating global regulations isn't just some annoying hurdle. It's an absolute necessity for survival. Today, we're diving into the source material from Albright Compliance Advisors, examining exactly how they position themselves as the comprehensive solution for companies looking to expand without getting bogged down by endless red tape.
Let me ask you something. Do you actually have what you need to stay compliant across multiple jurisdictions? It's a pretty heavy question, isn't it? But if you're a business owner or an executive, this is the universal pain point. As your business grows across borders, the web of compliance becomes exponentially more complex. This exact question sits right at the core of Albright Compliance Advisors' mission. They're challenging businesses to honestly evaluate if they have the internal machinery to handle diverse global regulatory environments.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's a quick roadmap for today's explainer. We'll look at the modern compliance challenge, introduce the Albright Way, cover their comprehensive professional services, dive into their tailored sector expertise, and finally, map out your path to market.
So, starting off with Section 1, the modern compliance challenge, navigating the headache.
For absolutely any growing company, trying to stay on top of continuous regulatory changes is just a massive resource-draining chore. We're looking at a pretty clear dichotomy here. On one hand, you've got the heavy lifting, the grueling work of monitoring regulations, updating policies, and making sure every single box is ticked globally. On the other hand, you have your core business, your actual mandate, your growth, and your big strategic objectives. The Albright philosophy is really simple. They act as a shield, handling all that heavy lifting so your team can put 100% of their energy into growth. Moving right along to Section 2, introducing the Albright Way, focusing on proven scale and success.
Albright brings a truly unique operational dynamic to the table. They basically work side by side with your internal teams, and they do it so seamlessly that you only really notice them because your performance keeps going up. And they have the scale to back this up too. We're talking over 100 top brands in the finance sector trust in them. This isn't just a boutique firm testing the waters. It's a proven, high-volume capacity to manage really complex institutional-grade compliance demands.
And to put that into perspective, those 100 top brands span across 5 major global jurisdictions. That really cements their credibility for sure. They don't just know one set of local laws. They have the massive infrastructure needed to guide your cross-jurisdictional expansion without breaking a sweat.
Which brings us to Section 3, comprehensive professional services, a holistic approach.
Here's a quick breakdown of their 6 core pillars. We have outsourced compliance to handle adherence to legislation, corporate governance to inform your big decisions, corporate secretarial for keeping those statutory records in check, licensing applications, which are absolutely crucial for financial services, auditing and accounting to seal up any revenue leaks, and finally, compliance training to build up your employees' capacity. Basically the whole shebang. They cover the entire life cycle of a business, from your initial inception and licensing applications all the way to your day-to-day perpetual maintenance.
Let's zoom in on their flagship offering for a second. Outsourced compliance isn't just pitched as a safety net here, it's a highly strategic business move. The source material highlights it as a cost-effective way to ensure you're adhering to relevant legislation. By handing this over to Albright, organizations lower their costs and optimize productivity, all while maximizing focus on their actual goals. It literally transforms compliance from a sunk cost into this incredible operational advantage.
It's a similar story with their strategic governance and corporate secretarial services, which are built purely for maximum efficiency. This involves the seamless implementation of governance codes and the perpetual maintenance of those super important statutory confidential registers. Think about what that actually means for your overhead. You get a dedicated team of experts in your corner, completely bypassing the extreme complexities and costs of having to hire and train this level of specialized talent internally.
All right, Section 4. Tailored sector expertise, built for highly regulated industries.
So the crucial point is that Albright doesn't pretend to be a generalist firm. Their expertise is highly bespoke. They explicitly target securities brokers, investment advisors, banks, insurance companies, gaming providers, bureau de change operations, and international firms. I mean, these are incredibly high-stakes sectors, right? A single regulatory slip-up could cost a company its license, tank its reputation, or result in millions in fines. Albright builds tailored solutions focused exactly on the unique operational challenges of these specific firms. To see how this plays out in the real world, the source material offers some pretty fantastic social proof. Take a CEO in the banking sector who noted that Albright helped them improve their compliance so thoroughly that every single member of their team is now well adept at regulatory needs. That's huge. It proves Albright's training and governance solutions don't just collect dust in a boardroom, they actually permeate the whole organizational culture, from senior management all the way down to junior employees.
Here's another one that's super compelling. If you know the gaming industry, you know rapid, cross-jurisdictional expansion is notoriously difficult. Yet, the owner of a gaming company stated they've already expanded into 4 of their 5 target markets with relative ease. No way, right? Well, Albright acts as the ultimate enabler there, providing licensing and setup services that make sure they stay ahead in all compliance matters so they can scale incredibly fast.
And finally, consider an insurance firm that started out with very little knowledge of the target jurisdictions they wanted to expand into. They said Albright stepped in, and ever since their expansion has been steady, year on year. It perfectly illustrates how outsourcing your compliance completely overcomes internal limitations and actually drives long-term sustainable growth.
That leads us to our final part, Section 5, your path to market and seamless onboarding.
So if you're dealing with that compliance headache we talked about earlier, how do you actually kick off this partnership? Well, Albright lays out 3 totally frictionless steps. Step 1, take a quick survey to let them know about your organization and what you aim to achieve. Step 2, estimate your timelines, and their team matches your pace to get you up and running. Step 3, go to market. Your governance and compliance are completely covered. It really is designed to be just that seamless.
It's also definitely worth mentioning their strategic base of operations. Headquartered in Beau-Anglais, Mehe in the Seychelles, Albright operates right out of a major international financial hub. This gives them a really unique vantage point. Being anchored in an emerging market center means they are perfectly positioned to help international clients navigate global waters and lead in their respective target markets, tailored both for the Seychelles and internationally.
So we'll wrap up this explainer with a direct challenge to you. Are you ready to focus on your growth and take your services to market with governance and compliance totally covered? Seriously, ask yourself if you're spending way too much time doing all the heavy lifting when seasoned experts are literally standing by. It might just be time to get back to what you do best. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go take a hard look at your compliance strategy.